Kiriko can help Sojourn. Sojourn is really good. Orisa doesn't need that much resources, so the rest of her team can perform. So that's kind of the way this comp works, right? So teams will looking to get in close and set up that pincer. So one of the things I want to point out, this is the mistake of every player uh, in Metal Ranks, every single one, which is the fact that they feed. So if we watch, also by the way, if you guys ever have any questions or want me to delve further on something, like let me know. I don't want to just lecture at y'all. I want y'all to give me input every now and again. That type of thing. Okay,
Gotcha.
so if we look at this, we are. Let's go a little bit further. We are just shy of 30 seconds into the game, and no one has done anything. No one has tried to push. No one's getting aggressive, right? Our Tracer Lucio are contesting this other angle, right? Because we said it'll allow a pincer. Um, our Orisa is sitting main, but no one's really walking. Hawk has walked the absolute furthest, and he's hiding behind bot.
For those who
Right?
don't know, Hawk is probably the best NA tank.
Whoa! I mean,
He's top 3 minimum.
we got this guy right here. We got the best NA tank on Orisa right now.
All right.
Um,
I'm biased.
yeah,
I'm an Atlanta fan. I'm from Atlanta, so I'm very biased.
Hawk is very good. Hawk is very good. Okay. So watching everyone, we want to look at the way people are positioning first, right? So our Orisa, watching her, is javelin. She's throwing javelin off cooldown because she is trying to apply pressure, create an opportunity, get something done, right? But it's not really a big deal if she doesn't, right? And it's much better for her to throw 10 javelins than to throw 2 because it's already harder at this range. It's not a guaranteed hit. They can move. And she's trying to take very minimal poke because she doesn't want to get her own abilities forced. So she's just throwing javelin on cooldown, playing very careful.
What is javelin? What is javelin potentially force when you land one on an enemy player? What does that potentially force? I'm asking that question not because I don't know, but I'm just think it's an important.
Yeah. So it can force a couple of things. So you're probably not going to hit javelin. First, you have to think about who you're going to hit. You're going to hit one of these 3, simply because these 2 are not in the same lane. They're playing on a different area, right? A different portion of the map. What would be called a different lane, which I get more into. If anyone wants to know what lanes really are, but we won't get into them too much yet. So you're going to hit one of these 3, which means one of the cooldowns you're going to force is going to have to come from these 3. If you hit Sojourn, her immediate reaction is going to be slide away most of the time. Most ranks at really high levels. Depending on where the Sojourn gets javelined into, she won't because she has confidence her teams will keep her up and she doesn't want to lose her position. So you can force slide to get Sojourn out of the way. The easier ones to force are Baps, right?
Yeah.
Bap, if you javelin Bap, he's gonna probably shift instantly his self heal, which is really, really powerful. A lot of people would say is better than immortality. Most top 500 players I talk to say that. Or you force lamp, which is unlikely, but maybe if he takes some extra poke, right? If he gets the extra poke, he has the possibility to die.
So he's essentially the Orisa is essentially using spear like you would a JQ knife in the poke phase. You're just trying to land a knife, pull him in, force cooldowns. Because the team that wins this fight is going to be the team who has better cooldown management. It's all about tempo. Once you have the cooldown advantage, it's like tempo. Okay, we can go in.
Real. Yeah. Something I'm going to point out is how incredibly careful these guys are. So, if we notice Vega right now, Vega is the person on his team who is farthest away from cover. And Vega is 2 steps away from cover. Right? RuPaul is actively in cover because Kiri's job in this is mostly to keep Orisa up, damage when possible, but it's not with health changes. DPS Kiri playstyle's gotten significantly worse. So typically Kiri's heal bot a little bit more than they used to, at least in controlled environments. Right? Merit is in the process of moving to get her pick, but he's still playing right here, 2 steps away. Someone is directly on cart. Hawk is hiding behind cover. Both these guys are hiding. These guys are each hiding. No one is peeking. No one just stands in the open, right? Everyone is still shooting, but they're minimizing the amount of angles they are exposed to, right? So that's something that happens a lot um, at this level, right? People do not feed.
This is why the high level players hate this map.
Yeah,
It's a stalemate. I hate it.
because there's a lack of other options and there's really good cover. Right, this is the only other lane, which is really easy to control with Lucio Tracer, and the entire comp is can you get your Lucio Tracer into position? Um, since that takes so long to happen, nothing tends to happen on this map, which on other maps, it's easier for the Lucio Tracer to find a different angle of attack, or it's harder for the enemy Lucio Tracer to control it, and so things typically happen a lot faster, but not at not on this map. Also, what heroes? Whoever says what hero they'd like to see first, we'll watch them for a little while.
Tracer.
No.
Tracer?
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. Again, Merit comes to help a little bit, but doesn't do much. Actually.
Yeah, Sif and Guitar, these guys, Gummy, Rose, and Quip. Not so much Quip because we just met, but these guys are like my coaches. I got more,
Okay.
but just wanted to let y'all know.
So let's watch this again. Okay.
I wanted to point out
Notice-
something really small, but I'll let you finish what you did or what you're gonna say.
Okay. Notice. Okay, I keep talking about how Tracer and Lucio control this other angle, and we just watched Tracer and Lucio switch to main. Why do we think they did that? Because things happened, the situation changed, and all of a sudden, if they were going on the outside, kind of a troll play. Okay. Any guesses, or I will make one of you guess.
Is it because the Hawks team is giving space to the other team?
They are giving space. That is happening, but they're giving space for a reason.
Oh, because we have Kasune out.
We have Kitsune, right? So we switch main because with Kitsune down main, very straight line, it's going to be pretty easy for us to walk on them and help our team out. We won't have as good of a pincer, but it's going to be very easy to assist our team and make sure that we can get quickly to deal with the other Lucio Tracer, right? We can still prevent them from running on us, though it's not as needed, but it's much quicker to go this way. If we go around, if we continue to force this way, right? Now we run into the problem of we don't have the benefits of Kitsune, and it's still possible we could get gate kept out of here and be unable to help our team. This way, we get the benefits of Kitsune, which is really big. We're 100% able to help our team. We get the target focus we wouldn't have because we would still be fighting for this lane. And so basically, it's they have Kitsune, which means they can win this lane really quickly without having to worry about taking the really good angle, right? It's what's called in most levels of like Spylo calls it cheating a lot, which is when you have the ult advantage, you could ignore angles, right? You could ignore the other shit that's done. We also see something else really important. So, it's too far back. Fucking. Oops.
Right there.
Okay.
I don't know if y'all saw that tracer. What this is sugar free, right? What sugar free did, because it's a straight lane. Did you notice him blink to the right on the little ledge, just for a moment to use it as cover, right? Just a little. It's tiny, but it was a good decision because
Yeah.
he'd get shot out of nowhere. So he gave himself a
Yeah.
little bit of extra cover for a little bit of extra time. I just wanted to
That's
point
a
that
that's
out.
a that's a very good thing to notice. I did not notice that. So really, but yes, right. Everything they do is around cover. Every movement. Okay. Why does Sugar Free choose to go on Hawk instead of someone else?
Plays better to his range.
Yeah. What else? What happens if
there's-
he doesn't go on Hawk? What happens if he goes on someone else?
He probably gets poked out by 4 of them instead of going on a guy that's just one in a room.
He gets poked out by 4 of them. It's harder for his team to help because his Orissa's not going that way. And if the goal is to have him and Orissa, they don't always need to hit the exact same target, but they do better when they do, right? If he goes main, he's open to a lot of angles. It's going to be hard to actually kill anyone because they're all helping each other, right? Everyone's got each other's back. Whereas if he goes here, lone isolated target that's not going to kill him, that's a free fucking kill. So he chooses to ignore going on the back line, even though that's the typical tracer play, and instead shoots tank, which is the typically terrible tracer play. But in this scenario, right, much easier kill. Also, again, even in this moment, he's not standing here. He's purposefully putting his back here, right? He's trying to use this pillar to keep him in as much cover from that guy and from anyone on this way, right? He's very, very, like, he's not thinking about this at all, but it's because it's second nature. Okay, he recalls out pretty early. Person. Yeah. I want to look at Lucia real quick.
Sif, her Wi-Fi cut out. Who was
Oh,
I was spot
unfortunate.
reviewing Lucio with her earlier, so.
Okay.
Is it
I still
running well?
think this is
Is his
important to
stream
know.
running well for you, or is that just me?
I see it fine.
Okay,
Yeah, it's fine for me.
but then it's me. Wi-Fi sucks.
Okay. So Vega doesn't go with his team here. The reasons for this, I don't know for sure, but I'm just going to assume his thought process, which is he has Kitsune, he is pushing bot, and he needs someone to stay on bot, which he figures can be himself. He is also probably concerned that if he doesn't put a check on this tracer, put a check on these guys, they'll just walk onto him. I don't fully agree with this play. I think this is maybe a mistake from him. I think arguably better. It doesn't really matter though, because he should win either way. But the main reasoning being likely from just watching him play, it looks like he is scared of this tracer getting a really good angle.
Yeah.
And killing someone, right? So, which is why this play is okay. Yeah, it's
I
fine,
want to ask
guess.
one
And he's
question.
staying on
What's more important, pushing the bot or guaranteeing that you win the fight
guard. Depends.
in this scenario?
Most of the time in this scenario, winning the fight.
Yeah. So if you were Vega and you were there, just like, oh, someone has to push the cart, I wouldn't worry about pushing the cart right now. I'd worry
Yeah.
about what you need to do to win the fight.
In this moment, he doesn't have a ton else to do, so it's okay.
Yeah,
For him to
I
push
was
the
just
cart, right?
speaking
Yeah,
generally.
yeah. But yeah, in general, it's more important to win the fight.
I just know a lot of times in ladder, especially metal ranks, you always have that one person like, someone needs to get cart, someone needs to get cart. I'm like, no, we need to win this fight, and then we
Yeah.
can push cart.
Most of the time, you try to have someone on cart during the fight, just because it's rather than only winning after you've cleaned up, you can win the entire time. But yeah, if you being on cart will cost you the fight, it's not fucking worth it. But yeah, so he tries to duel this tracer, prevent that off angle. It's actually fine on second examination, right? He's not losing out much. Maybe a little bit better to go with his team, but I don't think it really matters.
Yeah, I think you played it right.
Yeah. Okay, and then look at this. This is important. We back.
Yeah.
We have killed their tank. We have lost our sojourn, and we are choosing to, rather than try and 4v4 this, we are choosing to give this up. Is this good in ranked? Most of the time, no. Most of the time, the idea of leaving is bad. In this specific scenario, and in higher level play more often, this is a really good idea. So the reason we back is there's two main ones. So
Let
the
let
first,
let one of the people
I was about to say
that are trying to learn
Uh,
if they know why.
so there are two main reasons we're backing. Let's name them. Let's name what's the first reason we're backing?
Yeah, 2 people on high ground.
Boom.
High ground
Two people on
pressure.
high ground. High ground pressure,
Obviously.
right? Really hard to pressure them back.
Well, technically
Yeah.
Fig is because the tank's coming back, but yeah.
Yeah, right. It's more these two, right? So this is gonna be really hard for us to pressure, really easy to get pressured. Specifically, I would also not just say high ground, I would say angles. This is a area where if our Orisa walks here, you can get shot by these guys. Tracer Alicia can play here, or hell, they can play in here. Like they can do whatever the fuck they want, really. Like this is a very open area where it's hard to minimize the areas you're getting shot from. So yeah, they have better position. They have high ground. It's gonna be really difficult. What's the other reason we're backing?
They haven't used support ults.
They have support ults, yes, but we'll say yes. That's fine.
Yeah.
But there's a more obvious reason I am thinking of.
Can I give the answer?
Sure.
They're down 1.
Yeah. Right. We're even though yes, Merit, Hawk, both dead. Right. Since this is a shitty 4v4, we haven't won decisively. There's no reason to push. If we had 5, we would, but we're down a person. Right. Taking an even fight numbers wise, but we lose Sojourn, who's huge to our comp, and we're just overall in a worse position. Like not worth.
Yeah. I think their support ults definitely confirm the need to back up as well.
Yeah.
Because if you adding that with their high ground advantage, I mean their tank's not going to be able to go anywhere. They're just.
I only
risk
pointed that
being
out
limited.
because I thought we were talking medal ranks,
Oh yeah.
and a lot of people don't really keep track of ults.
Yeah.
So it's like, hey, they haven't used support ults. If you push into that shit, you're gonna die.
I'm sure Vega,
Yeah.
as the main support player, was calling that out because that's his job.
Well, yeah, obviously.
Yeah, no, I'm just I'm only saying that because Sif, if she watches this, because I'm recording it, she's lost connection. I'm bringing that up because she may be our main support player, and that's the role of the
Okay.
main support player. I wasn't.
Yeah, RuPaul and Vega, you normally call it that. Yeah.
Okay. So, a few things. First, there's a bit of a misplay. Not a bit. There's quite a large misplay by someone. So, again, I'm going to point out these two are not going on this angle. That is because they are up. They have the space. They have the ults.
Who's
They're
the someone?
totally fine with gunning, man. Not these guys. First, we'll get to someone. The man on Orisa. But these guys have big ults. The enemy team is backing and doesn't have Sojourn, or like didn't have Sojourn yet. They're fine to run into this, and if like it would take too long for these guys to go around, right? And these guys wouldn't be able to develop a flank before we won man, or Hawk's team won man.
Guitar Master, you there?
Yeah.
And be honest, if you were sugar free right now, what would you have been doing? What would you be doing right now? What decision would you have made right now as Tracer? If we think about the game that we reviewed. And I'm not saying that you would have done the right decision because remember you were struggling.
Mm-hmm.
What were you doing?
Well, I was wrapping all the way around when.
Yeah, you think that you would have, if we matched that game we looked at in this game, that you would have wrapped all the way around the windows and went to their back line?
Probably.
Yeah. So I'm only bringing that up because of what he's probably about to explain as to why they don't do that.
Yeah, right. I was about to say. I was about to. Yes. These guys don't go this way. Right, because they don't need to mark these guys because these guys cannot possibly get all the way around before this team already has massive positional advantage, already kills someone, already pops ults, right? the reason why they fight for it at the start is because if they try to rush main, these guys will quickly go here because they're already set up. They're already waiting for it. Right?
So think about that second point that we looked at when they were like rushing in Malga through that tunnel, that bridge, not the bridge, the archway, and you were
Yeah.
going to the left side through that little hallway thing that brings you to the mega. And by the time that you go out near where the mega is, Malga and their entire team's already in the face of the rest of your team, and you're just out of the fight. Y'all already lost the fight before you can even get a shot off. So if Sugar Free did that, if Sugar Free and Vega did that, their entire team's probably going to be dead before they even get a shot off.
Real. Okay.
Sorry, I'm
No,
trying
no,
not
no,
to
no,
interrupt.
totally.
I'm just trying to match what we spoke about to what we're
Yeah.
saying.
No, totally, bro. That's like absolutely worthwhile. Totally worth. Okay. Now though, someone's mistake. What is it? Someone tell me. Not someone. One of y'all tell me what someone the Orisa did wrong.
Be positioned on the left away from her team.
Yeah. Yeah. Very simple, right? She's about to get run on. And there's nothing her team's gonna be able to do to save her. Right? Right, so we just watch someone. They get fucked. Someone manages to get out. Right? This is because Orisa's busted. Pops every cooldown. Right? But he is still. This is still a rough fight. Vega really hard duels Pelican, but gets away with it. And again, Vega is doing that because he's making a hero play to save someone. He's going to be amping speed, getting someone out, and then dealing with the Tracers. So if Tracers ignores him and tries to kill someone, we are. 1 second. Yeah,
Can
if
we-
he tries to kill back, we'll get cooked. Yeah.
Can we look at UV's decision to window when he does from his POV?
Sure. One second.
What's up, Smokey? Fine, fuck you
Okay.
too.
Damn.
Yeah, sorry, I'm here.
And I just want y'all's opinion on this when he does it. So he window, I guess a little bit. So he decides a window right here. We can pause it. What is the purpose of this window?
I think the purpose of that is just to make them scared of peeking any of those two archways, so they have to corral in that left side or the right side.
I initially,
knowing-
I saw it wrong. I initially thought he was trying to use it to
knowing
help
the
the
way
Orisa.
those support players play too, I'm pretty sure Lyre called out that the Orisa was low, and I'm pretty sure Yubi was probably trying to finish him
Yeah, that's what I thought.
because he was staggered. So I'm pretty sure that was a call out of the supports that the Orisa was low and he could kill her off.
So this, yes to both.
I mean, yes
This
and
window is.
no.
Yeah, quick, go ahead.
The window here is way more to prevent their team from then retaking space to go help the Orisa. So
Yeah.
ultraviolet hears the comm of Orisa alone, right? Orisa stunned, right? And so then ultraviolet goes, all right, bet I'm windowing. I know where the team is, right? We're killing the Orisa, right? And luckily for someone, Vega is a really good Lucio player and makes literally a split-second decision to go in, right? If Vega's not there when he's there, the Orisa dies 10 out of 10 times.
Yeah, Vegas again.
Now,
Which is
Sif, if you're watching this and recording, hopefully you can join back. This is what I was talking about when you were hesitating to make any decisions playing as Lucio, so you ended up not doing anything. This is what the best players do. They make a decision, they do it right away, no hesitation. The difference between that minuscule of a second of hesitation could be the difference between that Orisa living or dying.
Real.
Also, props out to Vega for just making that play on chasing that Tracer very quickly, getting that Orisa out very quickly, and then just chasing the Tracer down.
Yeah, he's really good.
Like that's hard to do.
Vega's a very good
Very
player.
hard to do.
Yeah, and basically what Quip said, I was gonna say, yes, he is doing it to try and kill Orisa, but he is doing, and yes, he's trying to like zone these guys, but he's trying to zone these guys so he can kill Orisa. Like he's by blocking off their help and their ability to peel, right? Like they know like Vega can make plays like this. If he puts a window, right? Maybe more people come. Maybe Vega doesn't get away with it, right?
Do you
And so
think
Sugar Free too does an extremely good job here of when
Yeah.
he hears that window go out, he applies the pressure by using Pulse Bomb to force them to back off. Right? So he hears the window up, instantly he's in,
Yeah.
right? And he pushes off so that Vega can make that play, right? So it's like when they're not even coordinating
This
that
is just
necessarily,
yeah, they
right?
just
That's
they just
just
all know
pure
the correct play.
instinctually they know windows out, we need to get our Orisa out, we're in, right?
Yeah.
So, and it's literally like you can see it. It is a split second decision. He hears the window, he's in, right?
This is the great thing about really high level play is at lower levels, in order for plays to have like really good synergy, they have to coordinate. But at higher levels, you get shit like this where it's like, no, they each know what's necessary to win the fight, so they just do it, and they just trust their teammates are going to do the thing they have to do.
so? Do you think
It's
the
he-
way that I don't know what someone's team's name is called. What is their team name?
They're timeless, I think.
Timeless.
Yeah, it's timeless.
Okay, yeah. So do y'all think that the way Timeless played around that window, that they effectively took away any value that they were hoping to get from BAP's window?
I wouldn't say any value, right? Because they still do have to back a little
They
bit.
minimized.
But
Do you
they
think
very much minimize it.
successfully minimized to as much as they possibly could with this window?
Oh, for sure.
For sure.
They
They essentially
did.
traded 2 ults
Yeah,
for his window.
totally.
I mean, the fight we just saw, that was nothing but team communication and also awareness of each individual player.
Yeah.
Because you see Vega go to get someone, and then you just see the red team just see the Orisa go for that window, try to get as much value as possible.
Yeah. They're crazy players. Genuinely freaks. Okay, also, I don't know who the Sojourn player is going to be if we have Sojourn. This position's just really good. Very simply.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah. I'm
such a
always
good
there
spot.
as Sojourn. I like playing Sojourn on Coliseo.
Yeah, so do I. I mean, it's a really good map for her. Really good. Really easy to build a rail. Lots of times to get pop off and get kills. Like, it's a shitty map, but like for her, it's a great map. Yeah. Someone golds to block rock. All right.
And so like now now here too, you'll notice the pressure start to shift, right?
Mhm.
So like you'll notice, right, that red team, right, they utilized a lot of their ults, right? And so now what's going to occur is someone says, okay, I don't have to fear window anymore, right? So realistically, I'm not going to get blown up immediately. I can kind of start to retake this space, right? And then Hawk, in response to that, right, is saying, you're not taking the space. I'm going to grab your back, I'm going to grab your back line, right?
Yeah.
So
And also, not just someone, but Sugar Free also, the second someone does this, realizes similar things of, I gotta go control this, that we can continue this
Took it
push,
from me.
right?
I was going to ask Guitar
Yeah.
Master if he notices anything about the Sugar Freeze Tracer, what he's doing.
My bad, King. Yeah.
Jeez.
But
He's
this is
Guitar Master, he's one of the hit scan trials, but he played a good bit of Tracer during the trials yesterday. So if you see something in particular regarding Tracer, or even Lucio, because Sif's most likely going to watch this, try to ask a question, see if they get it. But yeah, notice, why do you think Sugar Free is fighting for that angle, Guitar Master? You're muted if
Oh.
if you're trying to respond.
Sorry, can you say that again?
Why do you think Sugar Free made the decision once their team Timeless decided to pressure them? Made the decision to go over to that angle, to that off angle, and try to win that angle over Pelican.
Probably just so they could, like, it would be easier for them to retake the bot if they have control of that off angle as well.
Gummy, can you show go over to the field of view, looking out on the other window on the other side of that?
You want me to look?
Yeah, just look outwards. Right? You can have a pincer there if he wins that. But if Sugar Free didn't do that, go to the other window. And Pelican is able to get this. He has a pincer. So the tracer, whichever tracer wins this duel, wins this mark, can essentially win the team fight for their team, theoretically. Big chance.
Real. Also, I love watching this shit live. I'm not sure if y'all watch this. Someone's a freak. What a player.
Oh, I know. I remember when he first got into the Overwatch League. That guy was amazing.
He's really good.
I like his
I
cover
remember-
usage.
I remember his Doomfist.
Dude, someone's just a different breed. I think this guy's like arguably greatest tank player like ever. Maybe I'm just on the hype train too much, but I don't know.
I wish they had gutted Doomfist because I miss his Doomfist.
Dude, it's fun. Bro. Okay, this play, I just got to point out. So we already saw Hawk. He said, I'm going to flux, you're not taking this, yada, yada, right? All that good jazz. He chooses to flux someone, mistake. But it's because I'm assuming someone doesn't have. Yeah, so he sees that someone doesn't have gold. So he doesn't have the ability to fortify himself out of it. And he's like, oh, fuck it, I'll just kill you then. But someone's big brain, very smart. And so when you ult, you get fortify, basically. Not basically, it is fortify.
You do get fortify.
Right. And so he's now unable to be pulled into it. And so he uses his ult as a second fortify. This is fairly common. They don't usually do it while they're getting flushed because they're not all goods. But Orisa's, when they're out of their cooldowns, the cooldown cycle is so important. It's everything that keeps them alive that you'll actually see sometimes, and Orisa will be like trying to kite back in Overwatch League, and then all of a sudden just fucking pop ult, and there's like one person in her thing, and she lets them get out. And it's normally because she's waiting for herself to get her cooldowns back, one of her teammates get her cooldowns back, or just for something to happen while she's in ult. Normally, the consistent play though is getting her own cooldowns back.
Do you think trading Orisa spin for Flux is a good trade?
100% of the time.
Yeah, every time. The likelihood that you're realistically going to be able to get a kill with Orisa ult. So, like, when you see those big plays with Orisa's ultimate, it is way less about Orisa getting the kills and way more about I grouped up the team so that my DPS can absolutely shred without having to think about it.
Yeah.
Yep. I just asked that to
Oh, I thought you were asking.
No, I just asked that so we can hammer that point in. Flux is a far better ultimate than Orisa spin, so it's definitely a good trade.
That's so unfortunate for Pelican. Okay, I want to point out a couple things here. First, we all as 5 Kitsune. Boom, we did it. Sugar Free again goes to this cover, slide off angle. Easier to get a little pincer in rather than just gunning it down main. I don't love the Kitsune. Like, the Kitsune is good. I don't love its positioning. I think it could have been angled better, but like, it's not a huge deal to be honest. Right, it still should win. Pelican immediately goes on this flank. Lyar's not with him. Part of the reason the Lucios aren't with the Tracer. If they can't if it's not going to meet the other Lucio Tracer or guaranteed get a good angle, right? It's not as useful, and he's trying to be here for when this happens, and he can speed his team out. So a lot of the times, if they're planning on backing very soon, right, or if they know something's going to force them to back, Lucio will oftentimes play with his team to get them away. Right, or when they, and then Lucio will also play with his team when they have ults like Kitsune, and they don't need to worry about the other lane as much.
What's another reason that he is? So who's gonna be the support player
To go
who's
with
styling?
Sif,
No.
Sif is, but I'm recording this, so I'm gonna share it with everybody. So
Okay.
we have a handful of trials.
So like one of the big main reasons that Liar's not playing with Pelican here is because of beat, right? So if in the case that Liar needs to pop beat, right? He does not want to be in a situation where he's flanking with the Tracer and has to get back to his team to be able to beat, right? He needs to be able to have that beat to get it off almost instantaneously, right? So he's not going to play with Pelican in this scenario because it would be like volatile for his team. Like it would make no sense to go with your Tracer anywhere near this side of the map here.
Yeah.
Do you think Pelicans make a mistake here?
No. I think that Pelican is making the right play. I think it is just unfortunate timing for Pelican.
Yeah.
I think it's gone too early.
So, and I think part of that had to do with Hawk's positioning. So if we go back like a couple seconds right before Kitsune, like look where Hawk is in relation to his team, right? So they're faking, right? And so they essentially bait Hawk right into their team, right? They say we're gonna go right. Nope, we're kitsuneing right on Hawk as soon as he makes that. It's like so minor, right? It's like it's like such a minor misstep by Hawk, right? That if you're playing in ranked or on ladder, right? Your team's usually not going to they will see it and they're going to capitalize on it 100 out of 100 times, and they do. They force lamp, right? And so now Vega's low, Hawk's low, they use lamp, right? And they're most likely going to force Liar beat.
They're in beat.
Here,
right? They're in beat right now.
Okay, so yeah.
Yeah, no, that's a really good point about the beat that I failed to mention. That's probably the most relevant thing to ranked experience, to be honest. Yeah.
So they used one ult and got beat and one of the most like significant cooldowns from the support as possible off of one ultimate, right? And if you look, Vega still has ult and Merit still has ult, right?
Yeah, and they also win positioning wise. Like not only do they win at resources, they win.
Wait, didn't they also get BAP shift out of there?
Probably, yeah. I would not be surprised.
Most likely.
So that's two of the biggest support cooldowns.
UV will
hasn't
probably
used-
use it here.
Yeah. They got two of the biggest support cooldowns.
It's not a big deal. It is. I think it's a slight misplay by UV, but they're in beat. So that's why.
Well, I mean, he kind of had to because Hawk was low, and they were
Hawk's
all
in beat.
grouped up, and they were all getting low. So
yeah. Yeah, I think he's fine without it. It's okay though. Unlucky for Merit. I am gonna pass this off. It's been like longer than I thought it would be because I told some friends I was gonna go queue with them. But yeah, I'm gonna head out. Unless you guys have any options, and I'm gonna let one of the other talented coaches continue to coach y'all if they want to. Real quick though, main points. These two typically then start with each other. They go take these off angles. The goal of the comp, you guys chill together, set up pincers, and the other goal, just don't die. Use cover. And then all the other niche.
Quip, would you like to take the lead?
Nah, you got it.
Oh no,
You got this, King.
I got this.
I'll be here to help.
All right.
Yeah.
Can you send me that replay
Alright.
code? I don't think I got
Yeah,
it.
yeah, I got you. Coliseo. 1 second. M80. Where's quantum phone? M80. There we go. I'll also look at another map if you want, but down to do whatever. Or, yeah, anything worse. Alright, peace, y'all.
So, yep.
Peace.
Okie dokie, artichoke.
I'm gonna be here for maybe like 20 more minutes or so.
All right. Is this helping you guys rally guitar and alpha?
Yeah, it is.
It's a lot of information.
Yeah.
Were we right here?
It's important
You're not
information
streaming.
though.
We'll just start right here. Maybe a little farther back.
Like one of the big takeaways too that you'll notice from watching the pros play is their commitment to a play, whether it's the right play or the wrong play. Like if they're making a poor play, they're committing to it as a team, right? As opposed to half-assing it.
It's better for 5 people to do something dumb than just one person. Okay, so why do we see the core of the team, Hawk, Happy, and UV push up where they are?
You're not streaming.
Oh, I'm not. Oops. Oopsie doopsie.
Sure.
Might be.
I probably told Harris this, but I love watching UV.
Yeah,
I
he's
love
great.
I love watching UV because like the one thing he even says this on stream, like don't overthink a window at all.
Yeah.
Like you don't need to think, oh, should I put the window here? Should I put it there? Should I put it there? Do I do it then? Do I do it there? You don't overthink before you do it. You just do it straight up. That's why whenever I play with either you or when I play with Rerun or whoever, they're like, holy shit, that's a good window. Because I just do it.
Yeah. I especially in ladder, I'd recommend just using it selfishly 95% of the time. I don't have the cool drawing
you
thing
wanna-
like he does, so sorry about that. But go ahead.
You want to try and use it both selfishly and for your team.
Yeah, you want to try to get the most value as you can.
Yeah.
I just think using it selfishly in ladder and ranked is just more consistent. Not trying to overthink it, like you said, right? That's why when I
Yeah.
play BAB, I just kind of, oh, this is a good time. I'm just gonna do it. If someone else gets to get value from it, awesome. Why do you think their core, Hawk, Happy, and UV are pushing up where they are? I mean, they're pretty far away from the bot.
For when UV has window.
It's not what I'm thinking. Where does Timeless have to cross in order to take the most important high ground over there? They'll have to cross these guys, right?
They have to cross the bridge, yeah.
Yeah, they have to cross these guys. So them coming up here.
Yeah, so they're wrapping around to take the bridge.
Yeah, they're essentially trying to prevent them from just taking this high ground as easily as you would normally let them if they were just right here. So that's why they're pushing up. They have their Baptiste with them and not their Lucio. Mostly one, he has better sustain, but he also has window. So if they're able to pressure and push them back, then they can also window here. I wouldn't window too far back here, maybe at an angle right here. That would be fine. Let's see what they do.
No, so question for you. GM Tracer. Why is Pelican not with them?
You asking us?
Because they have so much pressure here that they need to be pushing cart, right? And so the reason that they have Pelican and Liar back here, is because they have the most mobility out of the players on their team, so they can easily get up to the fight, right? As opposed to having like Baptiste or Sojourn on the point, right? And you never want to leave like a hanging duck, right? Especially in the high ranks, you don't want to leave like Liar alone. You don't want to leave Pelican alone, right?
Yeah.
You never ever want to create the one-on-one scenarios.
I was
right?
just thinking, like, Sojourn's more of the mid-range hero, and Trace is more of the upper close fighter.
Well, you
So
wouldn't want
wouldn't
Tracer to
it
be in the
want-
core right here. She'll take too much damage and her resources will be forced. Another thing is that if, let's say, their Tracer and Lucio sneak up through here and come down here, then they have to deal with them because they're going to want to eventually try to trap them. And then they'll be able to deny that. Whereas if only one person was there, they don't really have the options or the flexibility to change their decision making if compared to if they're both there. They're doing what they need to do with the theory right there.
Alright.
At least that's how I see it. Me, in ranked and comp, I'd probably be setting up over here already. But this is organized play, so I have pulse. I want to use it. Yep. So they window exactly when I thought they were. My Wi-Fi sucks. So. Okay. Let's see what's going on. So Sugar Free is on UV right now, trying to force cooldowns. So Pelican peels. Pelican goes right back to Lucio to set up the flexibility again. You need to be sure that we can push cart. I don't want Liar to be alone. We're being pushed back over here. They're rotating up this way, which means that they can also come from down there. So I don't want Liar to be alone pushing cart.
I have a question about this real quick.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be more beneficial for Sugar Free to be playing like right on that post in front of the window instead of on the high ground?
No.
Like when you say post, what do you mean? Like over here?
Yeah, like just here right there. Like right on that corner.
No. That's
So
too much
why would
spam
that be?
That's too much spam damage. What are you gonna do over here? They're just gonna spam you out. You're not gonna do anything right here. They're out of your range, and they're just gonna spam you out as well.
So he's just waiting to push in with his team up in high ground.
Well,
Yeah.
the big thing too is Tracer's not going to get a lot of value through a window, right?
Well, it's not their window. Remember.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Like Tracer's not going to get like a whole lot of value by like trying to push through their window, right? She's not built for that, right? So Tracer, you always like, especially at higher ranks, you literally always have to be in the best position. Like, regardless of the scenario, you need to be in the right position because if you're not, you're gonna get shit on. And so like if he's playing by that post, what'll happen is Happy will just shoot him with the rail and he'll die, right?
Yeah.
Because I don't know if it was you. No, it was Noodle. During the midway game, Noodle's next to the fire truck, and he like it's similar lane like this on the fire truck first point. He was just like jiggle peeking, looking at his Zen and Hanzo, and he just gets deleted. That's essentially what would happen here if you're doing that.
Right.
Hello? What was I needed for?
Oh, we just lost Gummy, so I wanted someone smarter than me in here.
Oh,
That's all. You don't have to be here if you don't want to.
I can be here for a little bit.
So, yeah. Tracer, especially on offense, struggles on this point because there's a lot of high ground. She doesn't have a lot of vertical movement. So I like that Pelican's kind of taking his time, taking what he can get. We don't want to leave Liar by himself either. The people that need to be on high ground are currently on high ground. So right now, the best thing, what they're hoping is going to happen from Timeless is that they're going to try to push this way and force cart. They either can do that or they force bridge, but it looks like they're rotating. If they force cart, they essentially have a kill box set up. Do we know what a kill box is?
I do not.
Okay, so imagine my screen right now is a box. All right, if the enemy team is right here, they theoretically should die. Why? Because Baptiste and Sojourn are on high ground. Lucio and Tracer are right here on an off angle. They have no cover. So they're setting up themselves in order to try to force them into this kill box.
A kill box is when you set up multiple angles where you can get easy picks. So they don't have places to where they can just hide into cover
Yeah.
easily. That is what a kill box is.
Yeah, that's the definition. Thanks. There's kill boxes all the time throughout your game, and you probably don't even notice it's happening. And you probably walk into a kill box without realizing it. So like understanding kill boxes and being able to recognize them, whether you're the one creating the kill box or the one that's trying to be baited into it, is huge to understand. Especially as a tracer player, because tracers are really good at creating kill boxes or forcing kill boxes to be created. Oh, hate my life.
What's that?
Yeah,
for money?
Sugar Free already did what he needed to. He was over here. He forced their team back away from the window, and then he recalled out. I mean, he was in and
Wait.
out.
Can you replay?
I think you asked, was that lamp necessary?
What were you asking, Boxes?
Play it.
Play it.
Yeah.
So all their attention turned around away from the window. Force lamp. Yeah, he was low.
He's low, and he also probably thinks Tracer has pulls.
E-range, nice.
So let's see why that happened the way it did. I hate my L5, dude. It's so bad. Okay, so this is after the window. This is what I was saying earlier.
Merit alt.
They want to take over this bridge. Happy and UV and Hawk were up here because they don't want them to be able to take over this bridge. They want to try to force them into the kill box, but they are unable to do so. UV falls down. He's already used both his cooldowns. There's no way they're going to be able to hold this bridge. So they're going to force him off this bridge. Merit ults, which definitely forces them off that high ground, and they're just pushing in. Sugar Free is now pincering UV, and they just have the ult advantage and is able to clean it up. Goodbye, Hawk. What Boxes?
I don't know. I don't think that's the reason why they started pushing in.
Okay. What's your opinion? Your opinion's definitely
Yes,
better
the
than
kill
mine.
box. The kill box is really important, but to be honest, at this level, the kill box is not always relevant because just how good these players are. even if they got set up into a kill box, there's a high likely chance. Well, there's not that high, but there's a chance of them not even getting picked off.
Yeah.
Because of how good they are. So more so, Lenny forced out both lamp and shift, right?
Mhm.
Yes, yes, he did.
That is one of the indicators why Ham just started pushing in.
Yeah.
Slash someone.
Yeah.
And yes, that high ground is really good for attack. But no one's just gonna drop on the point at this level, let's be honest.
No, I agree. Yeah, I was just, as I was saying earlier, like they want to take over this bridge, and just like Boxes mentioned, the big indicator that they could was that UV was forced to use both cooldowns, so they didn't have really high sustain or like immort to stay in there. He was forced off, so he wouldn't take any more damage from the ultimate. So someone
And
Vega
UV is also
sugar-free.
stupid for rotating that way.
Come on,
He
UV.
should not have rotated that
I
way.
mean,
I'll
yeah.
talk to Isaac. So that was a big indicator. They saw him. Okay, let's push. Let's force them off this high ground, which will force them back. And they now have the tempo and the cooldown advantage. So they're able to just, like I've mentioned in a previous video that only 6 people watched, rotating, when players rotate, that's when mistakes are being made. So M80 is being forced to rotate. This is when mistakes are being made. UV's made a mistake. Happy made a mistake. And that's enough for all of it to snowball. And then Hawk commits seppuku. The only people that lived are the ones.
Even pro players make mistakes, Boxes.
Oh, and yes, I know.
You can't give that all to UV.
Yes, but it is also UV's fault for rotating that way.
Yeah.
Well, Happy dropped too. What do you mean, man?
Happy dropped that way because
Happy dropped because of UV.
UV.
Like that loss there is because of UV.
Yeah, it was on UV. I agree.
I'm not saying pro players don't make mistakes. I'm pointing out the mistake he made. That one mistake snowballed everything. Like, very obvious.
I'm gonna go queue the friends, but
All right, we can end it there then.
okay.
Well, thanks for joining. That was fun. Learned a lot.
Yeah, thanks, guys.